This is Lord Yatta.
This is DTM, and we're here to talk about the ATL Masked Men 2020 art series.
Yep.
So next on the list is another great artist, and I think most of my people are artists of some kind. But this one is way ahead in his art career and where I want to go. He's way out there where I want my art career to be, and I want to say that he's the second person I met here in Atlanta who's not from Atlanta either. Because Yatta, you're born and raised in Chicago,
Yeah,
or somewhere out there, right?
Yeah.
Because then your family was in Rockford, but you were already
Chicago,
grown.
Rockford, then here.
Yeah. What state is that? Illinois.
Illinois.
And then and so I met and so this other artist, I met him. He's the second artist that I met here when in Atlanta who I've kept a long relationship with. And so the longest relationship I have is Yatta, and the second one is gonna be Dubelyoo.
Yep.
Yeah, and so when I started my art career and Yatta and I started working together, I don't know how or when we heard that there was a place called Apache, Yin Yang. It was called Yin Yang or Apache. I forget what name it had then. I know that when we started going there, it was Yin Yang.
Yeah.
But the drawing sessions I heard didn't start until later, so I don't remember. It's really hazy now. It was a long time ago. It was the 90s. And I had heard that artists sat around drawing together, and to me that was crazy. I knew we would do that, but I did not know that there was a thing that people would do in the club.
Art Mondays.
That's right, Art Mondays. And so I said, well, let me go. And I think we were already at Ponce City Market, Ponce de Leon. I think where our tattoo shop was. I can't remember now.
Possibly.
And so I heard about Art Mondays. I said, well, I need to go, because if the artists are hanging out, I want to hang out. I'm an artist, and I always had this fear or doubt on myself about being a real artist, because I didn't go to school, I didn't take art classes, I don't have degrees, so I always felt like I need to push harder to show that I'm a real artist, like other artists who've been trained. And so anytime I heard about something new, I needed to go be in it. I needed to get involved myself so that I could add that to my list of things that I've done as an artist. So here I go to Art Mondays, and I told myself I'm not gonna bring anything. I'm just gonna show up, see what's like, and see if I like it, and then I can make it a thing to come out regularly. Well, I show up, I walk in, and I see all these artists sitting around. They got their clipboards, their sketchbooks, they got all kinds of materials out, and they're sitting around in groups on the tables, and then there's a model out, and I was like, this is cool. And I did not know anything about model drawing. What do you call that? I forget.
Still
life or what? Yeah. And so I did not know that there would be models sitting around and then you draw them. There's a lot of stuff I didn't know about the art world, and so to me it was all amazing and great. So as I'm walking around, I was like, well, cool, let me check out these artists, let me talk to them. And I walk up to Dubelyoo. He's one of the artists I walked up to. And what makes W stand out in this memory, and I know that was him, is because of all the sketchbooks, he was the only one who had colored pencil drawings sketches in his sketchbook. I knew colored pencils existed. I had drawn with colored pencils many times before, but it never occurred to me to draw just in one color. Do a drawing in one color pencil as you would use a regular number 2 pencil.
Right.
So it's like a sketch. And to me that stood out. I was like, whoa, that's a new idea for me. By then I had already understood that comic book artists would draw with blue pencils to get a sketch out, and then move on to the other mediums and let the blue pencil erase or not scan when you're scanning it in to digitize it. But it never occurred to me to use the other colors and so like that. And so here I am. I say, what's up? I asked him to look at his sketchbook, and he ignored me. And it hurt. I was like, whoa, what's going on? Why are you an asshole? And I didn't say anything, but I did not feel this kind connection with people that day. And so I don't know how long I hung out there. I don't remember. But as I was leaving, and I think I came back to the shop, and I thought to myself, you know what? They don't know I'm an artist. They don't know. They don't know my skills.
Right.
They don't know me. Like, I'm going to show them. And so the next week I was there, and boom, I had my sketchbooks with me. And so as I'm sitting around drawing, because I'm going to go ahead and participate, now I walk up to W, and I say, hey, how you doing? I want to check out your work. Is it okay? And then you can check out mine. He responded. I don't know if he remembered me or not, but he responded.
Right.
And so we traded sketchbooks.
Right.
And I'm looking at his sketchbook, and my mind is being blown away. And he's looking at mine, giving me critiques. And this is one thing about Dubelyoo, that if he likes you and he likes your work, I don't know how he treats others, but with me, he's always giving me critiques all the time. Just I don't ask him to tell me, give me feedback. He just starts saying, "Hey, dude, you know what you could do? You know, you could take this, you could do that." And I'm like, "What?" And like he just has, when it comes to art knowledge, and he's got degrees. He's been to school. He has a career. He started his career as a graphic designer in advertising and marketing, and so he knows how to communicate big ideas.
Yeah.
And so he just been that since then on. He's always been the guy that just tells me stuff, and so I look at him as an art mentor.
Yeah.
I look at him as a person I can go back to. And there have been many times when I've asked him to meet with me because I do have things that I want to know that I know that if I ask him, he'll have the answers or help me find those answers. And so when I started doing art shows, so Yatta inspired me to do art shows because he's been doing art shows from the moment we met. He's been organizing events. And so when I started doing it, I took the knowledge that I saw from Lord Yatta with his shows, and then I started applying it. And when W started coming around to the shows, he started giving me feedback. And a couple times I actually sat down with him and I asked him to tell me what he saw in my last show that I could improve. And he's constantly been giving me information, resources, telling me how I can rework certain things. I wanted to always paint bigger so I can play around with the space. And he's encouraged me to go much bigger, and you end up with pieces like this. And he's like, you know what would be really cool, dude? If you did a series of murals on this stuff, because I do throw a lot of detail into my work, and if it was bigger, you could appreciate the detail.
Yeah.
You could appreciate the color, the boldness. Man, W has been the kind of guy that I see him talking to others and sharing with others, but like I said, I don't know. I want to feel like I'm special, and he only talks to me this way. But I always felt that, he has given a lot of feedback to me to help me grow as an artist, as a creative, and as someone who can help me become someone who can maximize the message in my work and even clarify what that message should be.
All right.
So yeah, that's W. That's why I picked him as one of the people in my series, and he is the god of the god of art, song, and dance. He is Xochipilli is the name of the god, the god of art, and he has been a curator for as long as I've known him. He's been curating things. He's curated his own career. He started curating the Art Beats and Lyrics art tour. And if you've ever been to one of those shows, there's a lot of music, there's a lot of dance, there's a lot of art.
Yeah.
And so it's like, that's the guy.
Yep. What I liked about what I know about W, when I first started seeing his work, it was on CD covers that he was doing for DJ Jamad. I was collecting. I was getting the CDs. The music was cool, but I was really getting it because of the artwork. And I was like, "This is dope." And then I think it was at a Funk Jazz when I actually first met him, and we got to rapping about stuff. And I was like, "Oh shit!" And then he ended up moving down here, and I think
Oh, okay.
that was But if you got a chance to look at any of his sketchbooks, and it's like a conversation, right, with himself. And this is what I like about what he does. He has this real meticulous way of working through an idea. And I guess for him, his process, that really gets rid of a lot of the clutter. Like, you know, you were saying, refining and getting this broad idea and communicating it well to, you know, a group of people or whatever.
Yeah, he's a very measured guy.
Yeah.
Very measured. He talks really cool and measured, and I think his work shows that.
Yeah. But I looked at his sketchbook and I was like, well, shit. I need to get me a book like that. But and you know, I think part of me kind of did that because I've always kind of kept a journal and stuff to just write down thoughts and ideas, but I never kept one. I got thousands of sketchbooks, but I never kept one for like a series of projects that this is what I'm gonna do. I have. The one that I have, it's amazing that it's not full up because I jump from books to books. But since the first Art Beats and Lyrics, I have my sketchbook from then and writing down my ideas of about how I'm gonna accomplish this thing. And I think it was either Art Beats and Lyrics or one of the other shows after that was Cold Busted. Where we did one of the workshops, right? So it was like I started, and that shit helps. It's like, you know, writing this shit out, and through life you kind of get this stuff, you know. I always tell Solomon, I would say, you know, you got these ideas, just write them out. It'll help you refine your what it is you're trying to say and do. And for me, it helps with my projects, as I'll do little thumbnails of kind of my general idea, and then, you know, refine it to the point where I was like, okay, I believe that this is gonna work. So from him, I think I get that.
Yep. It's a great influence in our work, in our process, and in the arts community. Is very valuable for the work that he does with others. So check him out. W is for you.
Nigga, come here.